Welcome to Black Conscious Nation, The Awakening. Family, quick subject, not one most people like to talk about, child support. So let's get right into it. What is child support? Child support is an order issued through a government institution or an agreement between a father and mother. However it's done, it's called child support. I believe the best way to do it is through the father and mother. They come to a consensual agreement, and I believe they should have it notarized and a lawyer overlook it for their personal interest for the mother, the father, and the child. That is my personal opinion. But however, there's another way to have it done. That's called through the Department of Revenue child support system. The Department of Revenue child support system is almost all over the country. It's a system that benefits the child. Now, this order is set through family court. The mother or father, now I want to be clear, traditionally, it's the mother who goes to court and asks for a child support order, and it's the father who pays. Well, some things have changed. Nowadays, the father can take the mother to court because he's the custodial parent, and she has to pay him because he has the child. Now, the calculation is done by both parents' income, the father and the mother. They will calculate the income they both make, and whoever is the custodial parent will be getting the money. That's important to know too. The custodial parent receives the money because the child is living with them. If you, whether it be a man or woman, receive a court order from family court stating you have to appear before a judge for a potential child support order, do not discard that letter. It is very important. If the judge and the other parents there and you didn't show up, the judge will call you default, and they can potentially put a support order right there. Especially if the other parent knows where you work and what type of job. They can go in there and see what that job pays and basically give a support order on that. Then you have to come back and ask the judge to modify it. So to get away from all that craziness, always support for every court hearing dealing with child support issues. Important. Once a child support order is set, whether it be between consensual agreement between the parents or through the Department of Revenue, whether it be weekly or monthly, whoever's paying the money, make your payments. I preferred, in my case, I went through the Department of Revenue. They went to my check and took it out every week. What I don't see, I don't miss. But hear this. Let's say, for instance, a person changes job, the job closes down, they have no income. I have seen some people wait 2 to 3 months before they go to the court and ask for modification. That makes no sense. Once you know you are out of work, you need to go right to the court, ask for a modification, bring supportive information, whether it be a pink slip or whatever it may be, and say to the judge, I'm looking for a modification. Now, I would suggest, when you go into the court in this situation, through the loss of a job, you file with the court your petition to go for the judge with a speedy hearing notice. And you put in a speedy hearing, I lost my job. I cannot make weekly or monthly payments at this time due to no income. You put that on the speedy hearing. Sometimes the judge will give you a hearing. You bring your supportive information in, and they will modify the order to whatever you have at that time. Each state has their minimal support order for people who are not working, and the judge most likely will do that, as long as you have your supportive information. You can't just come in and willy-nilly, I ain't working no more. You got to help me out. No, ain't happening. You come in with your separation notice from your job. You come in with your unemployment check notice, whatever you file for unemployment. You bring all that information in, and the judge will have to see it. And you have to fill out a financial statement form too, both of you. And you have the right to see your ex-wife or your girlfriend's financial statement too. And you both look at each other's to make sure everybody's on par here. And the same thing if somebody was put in prison, they can't make their payments because they're not working. So that person who is locked up, they need to appoint somebody to go before the judge for them, and The judge will hear their statement for you. And then with the supportive information, that's important. They can't go willy-nilly. You got to have supportive information. Mr. Boom Boom has been locked up. He'll be locked up for about 6 months. He's asked for a modification due to the situation. And we're also asking for another 6 months beyond his release to find another job. Those are important. So what are we saying? If you lost a job, you got locked up, go to the court, get a modification, and ask for speedy hearing to be heard quicker. Bring supportive information. Now, I was a constable for the city of Boston for 9 years. Some of the things I've seen is through ignorance. I would serve a person a notice, they would rip it up. They would call the woman all kinds of names. I put the badge away, now I can talk freely. Bruh has nothing to do with her. It's called Department of Revenue. She's getting assistance. You have to pay up. You're the dad. Or in some cases, you're the mom. It's not about the other parent. It's about the child's welfare. Let's not get it twisted. Put the emotions aside and keep the vision on the child. Now, I talk from experience myself. Been in the child support system for quite a while, and I am now free of it. But I found it proud to be the man to take care of his children. Was it hard? Yes, real hard. So we have to be respectful best we can, even in tense situations, because that harms the child or children when they see both parents at each other. Remember, it's always the best interest of the child or children. So let's recap. If there is a support order that needs to be done, either parent will file. It's usually the custodial parent. Once they file, the other parent will receive a notice. That parent must show up to that court hearing. When both of you parents sign in at the court, once you receive your financial report form you got to fill out, do not lie. Because you're dealing with the Department of Revenue. Department of Revenue, they know everything about you. So if you have hidden money somewhere in another bank or another offshore, whatever, they know. They know. So if you go for that judge and you say, Your Honor, I have no money. I'm broke. Department of Revenue agent will stand up, say, Your Honor, may I present Exhibit A? Please come forth. They will show the judge all the money you have. And the judge will look at you from his or her bench and say, you are in default. You said you had no money. This evidence shows you have almost $20,000. You're in default. You lied on the form. In most courts, they can give you 3 months in prison right off the bat for that. So don't lie. Be straightforward. And I just want to be clear too. If some people know they're going to court, they'll shuffle the money and put in somebody else's name, open another bank account, put in their name. It's called discovery, baby. A discovery. Because most of the time, I want you to understand this. The child's mother or child's father knows your financial status most of the time. And so they can do a discovery and find out you've been shuffling money trying to hide it. So just be real. Deal with the situation. Show up on time. Bring evidence of your situation. If you lost your job or not, or if you, whatever it may be, bring the supporting evidence that you need to stand before the judge, that he or she will hear you clear, and then they will make the decision on the evidence brought to them. That is so important. Child support, it has to happen, and it will happen whether you like it or not. As a constable, our group arrested a few people, but we did it differently with integrity and respect. So we would find the person. We try not to take them down in front of their family or take them down their job. Take down means literally we pull our badge out where we see you, put your hands behind your back and cuff you and put you in our car and take you to court. We try to do a little more respectful. We call you and say, hey, you know this has to happen. We're asking you to meet us. And if you don't meet us, next time it'll be a different story. We only had 2 people who didn't show up and we didn't look for them. Another customer found them. For $450, somebody's going to find you and drag you to prison. It is what it is. But we want you to know we care about you. And so when you come with the constable, they bring you before the judge, and we'll speak for you. Your Honor, Mr. Johnson here came and complied with us. He met us. We brought him to the court. He was not combative. He was really helpful, and he wishes to make the situation right. We ask that you will hear Mr. Johnson on our behalf. As constables, we stand down. Then that Mr. Johnson will stand up for the judge and give his reason. And because the constable spoke for him, the judge is going to be a little more compliant most of the time. And they will make their case, and the judge will make his or her decision based on the law of that state. So again, child support is going to get paid somehow or the other, whether you're in jail or not. Child support is going to get paid. So in closing, if you lose a job, make sure you go to the court, ask for a modification. And I suggest when you fill out the summons, also put speedy hearing with it so you can be heard quicker. In the speedy hearing, you're going to put, I lost my job. I would not be able to make my weekly or monthly child support order. At least it's going to be in writing in the courts. Even if they don't give you a speedy hearing, the judge knows you came as soon as you lost your job. And with that, filing the summons and the speedy hearing, you give a copy of the evidence of your separation of your job. Give all the supporting evidence with the information you're submitting. That is so important. So when the judge sees that, they know you're not a scandalous person. You're coming forth, wanting to take care of your child. You just ran across hard times. Hey, I forgot this one tidbit. When you pay child support, you do have a right to see your child or children. This is very important. If you are married and for some reason your marriage is dissolved and you made every effort to keep your marriage together, prayerfully, spiritually, all the aspects, and it's just not working. What I want you to know, you may have to pay child support, but you have a right to see a child or children. In most states, you don't have to file for visitation if you are married. But if you are not married, you have to file with the courts visitation rights to see your children during child support. Do not assume you have the right to go to your ex house anytime you want to see your child or children. It would not go well with the parent or the courts. We here at Black Conscious Nation hope this information is beneficial to you. Peace and Black love.